What's going on, YouTube? This is SG1 Sports, and we got our Week 4 preview in the ACC. And this is really the last weekend before pretty much everybody is playing in conference games. A conference game every single weekend. You'll have a few mixed in here and there, but it's pretty much all conference games from here. We do have some more non-conference games this week, and it's going to kick things off here on Friday night, ESPN2 at 8 o'clock Eastern. Boise State, an 11-point favorite against Virginia. I think Virginia's got a chance in this game. They played pretty well against UConn last week. Boise State just hasn't looked like the old Boise State this year. They've kind of been up and down. Almost beat Washington State, but yeah, I think this is going to be a good game. I think it's closer than 11 points, but playing on that blue field, I do think Boise State probably wins this game, and it's another tough loss there for Virginia. Let's move on now. ABC or ESPN2 Saturday at noon Eastern. Florida State, a 12.5-point favorite against North Carolina State. And even before DeAndre Francois went out, I would have told you this game would be one of those games that comes down to the wire. It'll be a fourth quarter game. I think NC State has a real shot to win this game. I'm still very high on that team, even though they lost that game to South Carolina. The key is going to be Florida State. That quarterback, the freshman coming in, how well will he play? NC State has a pretty solid defense. So, yeah, I expect it to be low scoring. And I think that's going to give North Carolina State a chance to pull off this upset. I'm not going to say that they'll win this game, but I do think it stays closer than 12 points there. I think it's a one-possession game, and maybe a late defensive stop where Florida State wins the ball game. All right, so let's move on now to Kent State at Louisville. Louisville, a 44-point favorite. This one's at noon. CHSS, I have no idea what channel that is. But, yeah, not much to say about this game. Louisville's going to – they'll probably win by close to 44 points. I would stay away if I was going to bet on it. But Lamar Jackson should have a field day. And here on the ACC Network, Saturday at 12:30 Eastern, Pittsburgh travels to face Georgia Tech. Georgia Tech, a 7.5-point favorite. You see here, Pittsburgh's defense allowing the most points in the ACC, but they played Penn State and they played Oklahoma State. So I wouldn't read too much into that. I think they'll have a chance in this game, but I've been really impressed with Georgia Tech. They've really got that triple option going, and that defense for Georgia Tech has played pretty well also. So I like them to win this game. I don't know about going against the spread here. This is a tough one. I probably would stay away from it because it could be right at 7 points, could be at 10 points. You never really know. Also on the ACC Network, Saturday at 2 o'clock Eastern, Virginia Tech, a 28.5-point favorite over Old Dominion. We saw North Carolina really take care of business against Old Dominion last week in a game that I thought was going to be close. I actually had Old Dominion getting the upset. This one's at Virginia Tech. They've been scoring a ton of points. So, yeah, I like them to win this game for sure. But 28 points is a lot. This is another one that I would just probably stay away from if I was going to make a bet. But, yeah, Virginia Tech big in this one. Wake Forest on the road at Appalachian State, Saturday at 3:30 Eastern. This one doesn't even get on TV. It's just on ESPN3. This is going to be a good game, and I think this is a good test for Wake Forest. We're going to find out. Is Wake Forest for real? Are they actually going to be one of the better teams in the ACC? If they are, they need to win this game by a couple of touchdowns at least. If it's a close game, if they still win, then you still kind of think, this is Wake Forest. They're improved. They're a pretty good team, but they're not a real contender or anything like that. So we'll find out a lot. This may be the biggest test of the year for them so far. They played Boston College, so I don't know. That'll be a good one. Here we go, ESPN2, Saturday at 3:30 Eastern. Clemson, a 34-point favorite over Boston College. You have to wonder if there'll be a little bit of a letdown after last week playing Louisville. We've seen Clemson in the past kind of play down to their competition, so I like Boston College to maybe keep this one, around a 21-point game, something like that. The Clemson defense is probably not going to allow much at all in this game. But Boston College, they still have a decent defense, and maybe they can keep Clemson down, 35 points, something like that, and come up with a couple of touchdowns late or something. I don't know. ACC Network, Saturday at 3:30 Eastern. Toledo on the road at Miami. Miami, a 12-point favorite. Toledo 3-0. They're coming in with a lot of confidence. This is a tough road game for them, but hey, who knows? Maybe they have what it takes to get it done. Toledo definitely is one of the better group of 5 teams. We haven't seen Miami in 2 weeks. We haven't seen them since week 1, and we haven't seen them play anybody, really good at all. So we're going to learn a lot about Miami this weekend. I don't really know a whole lot. I'm assuming the defense is going to be really good, but that offense, we'll have to see really how good they are after they play Toledo. And let's see, we got Duke and North Carolina. This one's Saturday at 3:30 Eastern on ESPNU. Duke, a 2.5-point favorite on the road at North Carolina. You don't normally see that. Duke has looked very good so far this season. North Carolina has not looked good. Their defense has been terrible. I mean, they haven't been good at all on defense. Offense, though, it has gotten it going. They're playing really well, actually, on that side of the ball, which is a little bit of a surprise. So I think this will be a very high-scoring game. It'll come down to the wire, but you know what? Give me Duke pulling off the road win, and they're actually the favorite. I say Duke wins it by a field goal and moves to 4-0. All right, one more game here. It's a non-conference game. Syracuse at LSU. This one's on ESPN2 Saturday night at 7 o'clock Eastern. LSU a 23-point favorite. Syracuse can throw the football. This LSU defense really got exposed last week against Mississippi State. I think Syracuse is going to score some points in this one. Maybe hang around, keep it close till about halftime. But playing in Death Valley, they have no chance to actually win this game. Let's see. They didn't play last year, but 2 years ago, it was a 10-point game. So I expect something similar to that. Maybe not 10 points, maybe more like 14, 17 points, something like that. Syracuse, though, they do have a good offense. Can they stop that run? Can they stop Darius Geis? That'll be the big question here. If they can man up and play defense, better than what they have in the past, maybe they can keep this game close. So I don't know. This is a mystery game for me. I think it'll be a good one. I don't think it's going to be a 23-point game. I don't think it's going to be a huge blowout. I think Syracuse hangs around at least until halftime. But in the end, LSU wins by a couple of possessions. And that's pretty much it. After this, I think everybody will, for the most part, be heading into conference play. So it's going to really get fun. That's when college football season, it's all great, really. I mean, every part of college football season is the greatest time of the year for sports anyways. So there you go. That's this week's preview. Tomorrow we'll be doing the Pac-12, so make sure you come back and check that out. But that's going to do it for me. Thanks for watching this video, and stay tuned for more here on the SG1 Sports YouTube channel.